Welcome to Tibet This Week, where we bring you weekly news edition on His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Tibet and the Central Tibetan Administration. These are the headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama bestows ordination to 153 monks at Drepung Monastery. Congressional Executive Commission on China assert pressing rights abuses by Chinese government in Tibet. Tibetan Chief Justice Commissioner visits Tibetan settlements in South India. Kalon Gyari attends the 55th anniversary of Gaden Shartse Thoesam Norling School. Deputy Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile interacts with young Indians on Tibet. For 3 days this past week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama bestowed complete ordination to 153 monks from various monasteries at the debate ground of Drepung Monastery in 𝒉𝒃, South India. At the ordination ceremony, His Holiness advised the monks to actively contribute to the upliftment and flourishing of Buddha Dharma, especially in today's time of difficulty.
더벅거리저기 잠들 쭉 사버지기 닝도 기회 터네 다른 거라도 디디 결혼주야 두서래.
The ordination ceremony presided over by His Holiness the Dalai Lama is scheduled to continue this month. His Holiness, since his arrival in 𝒉𝒃, has granted audience to over 2,300 people, including Tibetans, Indians, people from Himalayan region, devotees and foreigners. The Congressional Executive Commission on China's annual report of 2025, which released on December 10, 2025, has affirmed grave violations of human rights in Tibet by Communist Party of China. The report highlights mass expulsion of over 1,000 monks and nuns from Larungar Monastery, shutdown of private Tibetan schools, custodial death of language rights activist 𝒉𝒃 due to brutal physical assault, control on religion and language practices, including denying rights to involve in reincarnation matter of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and other religious heads, and regularly punish Tibetans for possessing or sharing writings, teachings, or recordings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The report confirmed heightened restriction on Tibetan religious and language rights, highlighting the case of Trungpa Dorje Rinpoche's death in Chinese custody, repression on environmental advocacy, especially in the so-called Tibetan Autonomous Region, heightened state surveillance and information blackout to and from Tibet. The report stated that as of June 30, 2025, the political prisoners database contained 11,262 records of political or religious prisoners in China. Of the active detentions, 1,706 contained information on prisoners' reported or presumed ethnicity. Of those, 788 were Tibetans, 507 were Uyghurs, 315 were Han, 39 were Kazakh, 27 were Mongol, 9 were Hui, and 21 of other ethnic groups. Of the 2,755 records of prisoners known or believed to be detained, 1,671 contained information on the prisoners' religious affiliation, 672 were Tibetan Buddhist, 485 were Falun Gong practitioners, 246 were Muslim, and 83 were Protestants. The report also mentions hundreds of Tibetans' peaceful protest over construction of dam in Dichu County and the 4-year imprisonment of 𝒉𝒃 Lekshe from Yena Monastery and 3-year imprisonment term for 𝒉𝒃 as cases of concerns. The report underscored the highly restricted access to Tibet as well. This annual report from CECC has been presented to both Congress and the President of the United States. With this, they also submitted their action recommendations from the United States. The recommendation includes the urgent need to appoint the next U.S. Special Coordinator for Tibetan cause and the need for U.S.'s security in promotion and preservation of Tibetan heritage and religion both within Tibet and outside. The Congressional Executive Commission on China was established to monitor human rights and the development of rule of law in China and to submit an annual report to President and Congress. After attending religious ceremonies offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama by Drepung Monastery in 𝒉𝒃, Tibetan Chief Justice Commissioner 𝒉𝒂 visited Tibetan settlements of 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 and 𝒉𝒃 in South India. In 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕, she conducted a comprehensive tour of the local Tibetan Justice Commission's premises, reviewed their 2025 report, office management, and also held an internal meeting where Chief Justice Commissioner delivered an address on the Tibetan exile judicial system. She also paid visit to the monasteries in these settlements. Last Saturday, Kalon Gyari attended the 55th anniversary of Gandhi Shartse's Thoesam Norling School, along with the inauguration of its CBSE affiliation. The ceremony also saw the presence of Madhu Bangarappa, Minister for the Department of School Education and Literacy, Karnataka, and several other distinguished guests. Kalon Gyari, along with Tundul Doji, Secretary of the Department of Religion and Culture, Central Tibetan Administration, and Tibetan parliamentarians also attended the non-sectarian scholarly conference on Acharya Shantideva's Bodhicharya Vatra and the noble and sacred deeds of His Holiness the Dalai Lama at Drepung Monastery in South India. The ceremony was graced by 105th Gandhi Kiran Rijiju, Union Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs of India, His Eminence Ling Rinpoche and Samdong Rinpoche, members of Indian Parliament, and more. Deputy Speaker Dolma of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile interacted with over 60 students and faculty members from 𝑻𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 University on the current critical situation inside Tibet, the role and initiatives of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, and the evolution of Tibetan democracy at the Parliament Hall last Thursday. In her address, Deputy Speaker shed light on Tibet's historical background, noting its written history of over 2,000 years and its long-standing ties with India. She also spoke on Tibet's occupation by China, debunking China's claim on Tibet. She highlighted the geopolitical significance of the Tibetan Plateau, emphasizing its strategic location and its role as a source of major rivers flowing into several southern Asian countries. Deputy Speaker urged the visitors to speak up for Tibet whenever possible and to raise their voices against the atrocities committed by the Chinese Communist Party. Kalon of the Department of Information and International Relations, Central Tibetan Administration, also engaged with the students and faculty of SP Pune University. Their field trip to the CTA was coordinated by parliamentarian Dojitside and organized in collaboration with the College for Higher Tibetan Studies, SARA. That is all for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. See you in the next one.